Hello everybody, and welcome to a Dawn Dimension tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to drive a manual transmission car on my 350Z here. So without further delay, let's get started. So first I'm going to show you what to do when your car is parked. Starting out, the first thing I want to show you is your shift knob. I'm going to show you all the gears that you can change through. Look there, there's a diagram that has all of your gears. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first gear up and to the left, second gear straight down, third gear up and to the right, fourth gear straight down, fifth gear up and to the right, sixth gear straight down, straight back. So now, and also reverse, it's going to be different on every car, but this one is down, inwards. So reverse is down, and then to the right, back corner. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So here's neutral. In neutral, you can wiggle it around any which way. And now to change the gears, you actually have to push what is called the clutch pedal. So you can see here, unlike an automatic transmission car, there are 3 pedals. You still have your gas and your brake, and now your left foot is going to work the clutch pedal. One over here is your dead pedal. So when you're not changing gears or operating the clutch, you want to have your foot here all the time. You don't want to rest your left foot on the clutch pedal because that will cause wear and tear. So to change gears, all you do is push the clutch pedal to press it all the way down until it reaches the floor. Now every clutch pedal is going to have a different resistance to it and travel distance. The Nissan is pretty short. So the order of operations here when you want to change gears is you're going to do is put the clutch pedal all the way in, and then while that's in, put it in gear. Once it's in gear, you're going to slowly let the pedal out. So I'll show you how getting rolling and getting started is going to be. I'll show you what that's like. But normally, just remember, clutch in, shift the gear, clutch out. That's all you're going to do. Basically, pushing this pedal in disengages the transmission, lets you put it in the gear you're going to select, and then once you do this, that re-engages it. So first step on starting your car, you look over here and you notice, okay, it's in gear and the e-brake is engaged. So if it's up like that, that means the e-brake is set, and that's in case the car is on a hill so it doesn't roll down. But in case this brake fails, usually people put it in any gear as another reassurance. That's just like the same thing as an automatic transmission. When you put it in park, that is actually putting it in gear basically so it doesn't roll down the hill. So that's why a lot of people in automatics, they don't actually set the e-brake, because putting it in park does just that. Okay, so I explained what it means when you park it in gear. So right now it's in second gear and the e-brake is engaged. So to start the car, that's what we're going to start with. You're going to put your foot on the clutch. While your foot's on the clutch, you're going to pop the key in the ignition. And we have the car started. So now, you still have your foot on the clutch. So now you still have your foot on the clutch, the car started. You have the e-brake, and it's in gear. So what you can do is pop it in neutral, and put your foot on the brake. Now while your foot's on the brake, you can push the e-brake down. So we have the car running, our foot's on the brake, and our foot's on the clutch. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the shifter, push it up and to the left. That's where first gear usually is, up and to the left. Okay, so now that we have it in first gear, our foot is still on the brake and the clutch pedal. So you can take your foot off the brake if you're on a flat elevation. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna move your left foot up as lightly as you can, slowly as you can. You're gonna feel the car start to move. So actually, when just starting the Nissan, you don't actually have to give it any gas. If you do it slow enough, at least in the clutch, if you do it slow enough, the car will just start to move. So I'm in first gear, starting to drive around now. Now I'm going to stop so I can show you again. So push the clutch in and push the brake in. So I'll show you one more time how to do that. So what you're going to do, you're going to slowly lift your left foot up. And while you're doing that, once you get about halfway, you're actually going to feel it reach the bite point. The resistance is going to change. You might start to feel the pedal vibrate a little bit. So once you're about there, the car is going to start moving forward. And with your right foot, you give it gas at the same time. And then you start to move. Clutch in, brake. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more time how to get moving. This is the hardest part. So on this clutch pedal, basically the first half of the clutch pedal travel doesn't even do anything. It's right when you reach that engagement point is when you actually have to worry. Looks like security's coming, so we're gonna have to head out of here. Security's gonna yell at us. Anyways, we'll continue the lesson. So now I'm going to a stoplight. I'm going to push the clutch in, and I'm going to brake to a stop. Light just turned green. Clutch in, up to third, release the clutch. Now every car is different. So this is a 6-speed manual. So third gear is about adequate for around 30 miles per hour. It's good to keep the revs when you're trying to be economical at, around between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM is a good place to be. And also it's good to switch gears at about 2,000 to 3,000 as well. And if you want to be really sporty or fast, then you can switch gears, closer to the red line, which on this car is about $7,000. So a good thing to practice would be starting off from a dead stop. Basically, push the clutch in, and while you're letting it out, once you're about halfway, you're going to go really slow. So you can go pretty fast halfway up, then slow down, and feel it engage while you're giving it gas. So clutch down, clutch pedal down, put it in first gear, slowly release it, pull it up to halfway, slowly release it while giving it gas. And then you're going. So let's practice that, and also be good to practice getting used to what gear is what so you don't have to think about it. So let's practice getting used to switching all of them. So now I'm just going to show you what reverse is like, just so you're not surprised when you first try it. So then again, I'm going to start the car with the clutch pushed in. Take off the e-brake. My foot is on the brake now. Now we're doing reverse. So to put in reverse, push the gear lever down over to the right. Just where 6th gear is, but lower. So now with reverse, you never actually pull the clutch pedal all the way out. You just kind of feather it just to get enough to get moving backwards. So I'll show you how that's done. So just lightly, and you notice the car is starting to move. Oh, and if you pull it out too fast, it'll stall just like any other gear. So I have it almost all the way released, and the farther you pull the clutch pedal out, the faster you go. Now you're stopped, put your foot on the brake, clutch is still in, pop it into first, and the same scenario. Slowly release the clutch pedal while giving it gas, and you're good. So now I'm just going to talk about stopping. So obviously if you're in first gear, it's easy, push the clutch pedal in and brake. So it's a good habit on all the corners when you're driving around in neighborhoods and stuff. Just have your foot on the clutch when you're turning, for the most part. So I'm going to come to turn here and show you how that goes. So we're about to get to a turn. I'm going to turn left here. So clutch in and clutch out. We're giving it gas. But while you're already moving, if you're already moving, you don't really have to give it much or any gas really. If you're already moving, you just pull the clutch pedal out and then immediately put your foot on the gas. So I'm moving right now. Or one thing to remember, so while you're driving, if you ever like have any moments of panic, like let's say there's someone in front of you, just remember clutch is home. That's what I've heard before. So basically, there's an obstacle in front of you, and you're normally automatically slamming the brakes, but in this, just push both pedals if an emergency. But always just remember the clutch will get you out of trouble. You have to stop for any reason, clutch in, brake. Another thing I'll talk about is decelerating. So some people say, or some people just like to, they're in 6th gear cruising along. Some people just pop it in neutral and then brake to a stop. Another option, which takes a little bit more practice. So you're in 6th gear, say. Actually, I'll demonstrate this for you. I'm gonna drive around on a highway and I'll show you what downshifting will look like. Show you a couple techniques. Because I'll show you another angle. So I've already showed you a lot of angles of the clutch pedal, so I'm just going to show you what it's like to just drive along here. So same thing. Put in first, give it gas while you're letting the clutch off. So you're it's like a balancing act between the clutch and the gas pedal. So now I'm off. A little after 2,000 RPMs, switch into 2nd gear. Now I'm cruising in 2nd. Down and to the left. Now I'm ready to switch to 3rd. So up and to the right. So now we're approaching a stop sign. So clutch pedal in, pop into neutral, and you can brake to a stop. Second gear, 2,500 RPM, switch into 3rd gear, up and to the right. So say you want to go a little faster. 2,500 RPM, push the clutch in, straight down into 4th gear. Now I want to slow down, let the revs go down a little bit, clutch in, push it back into 3rd. Clutch in, pop into neutral. Now I'm ready for anything because the clutch pedal's pushed in. Put into 2nd since I'm still moving. the gears, if you keep it in third gear, you're not likely to, you know, accidentally speed while you're still in third gear. So otherwise you'd be revving it really high. And normally when you're not driving aggressively, most people aren't gonna rev the engine so high. So clutch in, hop into neutral, come to a stop. So I'm gonna take a right. And one thing, if you're still moving, I just like to put it right in second gear. So any corner pretty much, I'll put it in second gear. And then just roll out of the corner. Right into second. So push the clutch in, go to the corner, release the clutch, and you're already in second gear. So clutch in, straight down to fourth. It's pretty easy once you get going. Like I said before, the hardest part is just getting rolling. So first I'm going to show you how to accelerate aggressively, how to shift aggressively. So in first gear, so what I did there was I was shifting really late, and that's how you drive more aggressively. But economically, it's good to switch gears around 2,500 RPM or so. So now I'm going around 40, so I'm just going to pop into fourth gear and cruise along. So now I'm going to show you rev matching. Well, actually, I'm going to show you the sloppy way first. So I'm going 40. So watch what happens here when I shift down to the third gear without doing anything. The car jerks forward, and you saw the revs hopped up there because, you know, in third gear, going the same speed as in fourth gear, the revs will be higher. That's just how gear ratios work. So I'm going to show you a rev match here. So say you're in fourth gear, and you know you're going to slow down. You anticipate that you're going to slow down, so you want to put into third gear. So what you're going to do, start coasting a little bit, or no, you're just gonna drive along, clutch pedal in. So what I did there was put the clutch pedal in, put it neutral really quick, just blip the throttle, push the accelerator a little bit to get the revs a little higher. So when I shifted down into third, it was already at the right revs. You know, some cars like the 370Z, they have automatic rev matching. So you don't actually have to blip the throttle, it will do that for you. But this car, a little more old-fashioned, if you want like the smoothest ride possible, then it's kind of nice to rev match. And really you're doing exactly what it's called. You're matching the revs to shift down into the lower gear. So we talked about you know, what to do in a parking lot, how to get started, how to get moving. That's the hardest part. Now I showed you how to rev match, how to change gears while you're driving along, how to deal with stoplights. So now I'm going to show you, you know, once you get home, how to park the car. So I have my foot on the clutch. I found the parking spot I want. So what you're going to do, you have your foot on the brake and on the clutch. You're going to pop it into first gear. That's what I like to do. And I'm going to pull the e-brake up. And pull the e-brake up right here, see? So now once you have that, all you have to do is just turn the car off. And you're good to go. And this is going to stop it from rolling down a hill or anything. In case the e-brake fails, it's in gear 2, so you got double assurance.